Hello again, everyone, and we're back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus in conjunct the Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So, first thing up is, well, Venus in conjunct the Ascendant in a natal chart. First thing about that, well, an adjustment may be needed between the activities that are associated with relationships, which is Venus, and those that are pertaining to the self, which is the Ascendant. Now, one or the other may be overemphasized. It could be where you're dominated by the activities with your relationships to the expense of matters pertaining to the self, things that may be seen as a little more self-centered and egocentric, but we all have to do things for ourselves, or the other way around, which could be you could be so dominated by your own interests, the things that are more self-centered to the point to the exclusion of your relationships, which can include a significant other and important friends. So, the key, with the inconjunct aspect is to find a balance and equilibrium between the two energies. Now, the thing about this is that if you have, now let's say, Venus is in Aries as an example, those relationships, one or more of these people may actually be an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, could be people that are very aggressive, assertive, abrupt, impatient, outspoken, forceful, and courageous. Now, another thing too is that there may also be either an exorbitant, amount of love, which is Venus, for the self, which is the ascendant, or none whatsoever, because naturally within conjunct aspects you get very strong vacillation and distortion of energy. Now, the thing is, let's say if the ascendant is in Taurus, for example. Now, the self, the outer self, actually, outer demeanor, which is the ascendant, may be one, that is, very, stolid, placid, calm, loyal, steadfast, persistent, persevering, and patient, as an example. And also, too, Venus in conjunct the ascendant in a natal chart may also be expressed in having an imbalance, between doing the things you love and enjoy, which is Venus, and new, beginnings, new projects and endeavors, which is the ascendant. Now, let's say if the ascendant is in Gemini, as an example, the new beginnings, may be tied in with things associated with communication, whether it be writing, journalism, data or satellite communication, maybe things that are associated with manual dexterity, which can include, auto or refrigeration mechanics, as an example. And the thing too, about this aspect is that you may either have, a tremendous, amount of energy and vitality, which is the ascendant, to make money, which is Venus, or it could be times where you just feel zapped and you don't really have hardly any energy in terms of doing this and generating income. And the thing is, let's say, for example, Venus is in the zodiac sign Cancer. Money may be made through cooking, culinary work, real estate, home renovation, remodeling. It could be doing something with interior decoration or home caregiving, as an example. And another thing too is that another example. Let's say if Venus is in Leo, as another example. Money may be made in entertainment, acting, doing something with cardiology, working with children, creativity, as another example. Now, also too, Venus in conjunct the ascendant in the natal chart may also manifest in where you may either intensely value, which is Venus, new endeavors, which is the ascendant, or you may put no emphasis on them whatsoever and just be flat out oblivious to them for protracted periods of time. And let's say if you have the Ascendant is Aquarius as an example. Those new endeavors may be tied in with humanitarian, altruistic work, and maybe doing some of astronomy, astrology, computers, electronics, meteorology, innovation, aviation, as some examples. And also, too, um, this aspect can also be expressed in the appearance which is the ascendant, may either be exceptionally beneficial to your self-worth, your self-esteem, and how you feel about yourself, which is Venus, or it just may be, it just may have no impact whatsoever. So it can go, back and forth. And the thing is, let's say you have, Sagittarius ascendant could be, very, athletic, type physique and appearance. Gemini rising can be very, long and slender, very lanky, long arms and legs. Um, Libra can actually have, very, attractive appearance as some examples. But the thing about this is, you don't, whether, you see your appearance is good or not, it just, it can be where at times it can be either exceptionally beneficial to your self-worth one way or another, and other times it may have no, impact at all. Now, also, too, with the Venus in conjunct the Ascendant in the natal chart, there may be times where you have, this tremendous drive, which is the Ascendant, for artistic endeavors, which is Venus. And, other times you just may be apathetic, regarding them. Now, let's say, Venus is in Pisces as an example. Artistic endeavors, be ones connected with abstract art, fiction, fantasy art, art that's connected with boating, fishing, the sea, the ocean. Venus in Aquarius can be very futuristic, innovative, ingenious art. The art may be actually unorthodox, or could artwork may be done, through the computer, as well as some examples. Now, another thing too is that the relationships, which is Venus, may either have an enormous impact on your outlook on life, which is the ascendant, or it may have no impact, whatsoever. There may be times where maybe you're just, for whatever reason, they don't have an effect, whether you're not having any communications with them for a protracted time, or whatever the reason might be. Now, if the ascendant, is in Taurus as an example, that outlook on life can be one that's pragmatic and very down to earth. Um, Ascendant in Capricorn can have an outlook on life that may be, very, it's about premeditation, being prudent, cautious, having good planning ability, being able to do things, in a methodical, manner. Sagittarius rising can have an outlook on life that's very jovial, being jocular, being optimistic, trying to see the bright side of things, the glass half full, essentially. Now, also, too, um, another way this aspect may be expressed is that a grandparent and people prominent in your early childhood, which is the ascendant, may either play an integral role in your talents and abilities, or may be flat out oblivious to them. So the thing is, um, they could be, they play an integral role at times in your talents and abilities that could just simply be helping you with the development of them, or it could be that they're involved in activities with you that are associated with the talents and abilities you express. Now, let's say, if Venus is in Taurus as an example, talents and abilities may be tied in with art, music, gardening, cultivation, agriculture, geology, carpet laying. Venus is in Libra as an example. Art and music can also be talents and abilities for Venus and Libra, by doing something maybe with fashion design or interior decoration. It could be doing something that is connected, with the law. As another example, talents and abilities could also include ability to negotiate. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time,